And welcome back to the channel. And the moment came and it did not disappoint. Argentina and Lionel Messi made their World Cup entry this evening and they did not disappoint. Messi did not disappoint. He came, he saw, he conquered Atlanta, he conquered Algeria, and he conquered his millions of fans across the globe. It was the Lionel Messi show, a hat trick, a World Cup hat trick, Messi's very first World Cup hat trick, and it was a hat trick well taken. But let's look at how the game got going and how Messi got to that point. You know, they started out with him on the right, and he wasn't getting much space. He was pretty much bottled up by the left back Ait Nouri and the left midfielder Chaibi, and they worked in tandem to keep him pretty much bottled on that right side. But he wasn't static, and that is the Messi we love to see. He was not static. He kept moving inside and switching back out, and it was the inside moves. And when he got the ball into the back of the net for the first time, he actually got the ball into the back of the net 4 times. That first one was offside, but it was that inside move and that little switch back out. Down the right, ball came across and he got it in, but he was offside. Right after that, Algeria also got the ball into the back of the net, but it was where their threat was coming from down the left, and they too were offside. So the first two goals were offside. But not long thereafter, in the 17th minute, the ball was played straight down the middle by Rodrigo de Paul. I mean, it just went straight down the middle, and Messi picked it up, dribbled it about 5 to 10 meters, and then unleashed it with his left foot. The goalkeeper, Zidane, should have done a lot better. He got his hands to it, flopped it a bit, and only managed to help it into the back of the net. But that was the beginning of the Lionel Messi show. The game continued. It wasn't a bad game. Algeria did not play badly in that first stanza. Even after they conceded, they still tried to play football. They still tried to maintain some semblance of a cohesive unit, and that was good. That was good. That player they have in the middle of the park, Maza, he was pretty good dribbling. He kept the ball. He distributed it well. You can see he's going to be a special player. By Leverkusen, where he plays in the Bundesliga, is going to be very pleased with him in the years to come. But he ran that midfield for Algeria, and they did not look out of it. And that was the good thing about the Algerian movement. They just didn't look out of it, and they were able to hold out, maintain their composure, and go into the half looking like a team that was going to come out and play some football. And I mean, the overall stats, they had 48% possession to Argentina's 52%. So you can see that they did not give up possession. But when they came out in the second half, they were not as quick on the ball. They were a little bit slow, but they were still maintaining that possession in midfield. They could not get through the Argentina middle, and so they kept pushing the ball out to the flanks, but they were stymied out to the flanks, out on the flanks as well. And what that ended up resulting in was that they kept coming back to the middle, back to the flanks. They had to slow down the play. And once they started slowing down the play, that was it, because Argentina was able to get men behind the ball, two lines, and they just could not break it down, none at all. I mean, they had 7 shots, but none of them were on target. because they were shooting predominantly from outside the box. And if all of that was not bad enough, in the 60th minute, Alex McAllister took a scintillating shot from outside the box. It pretty much went straight to the goalkeeper, and Zidane flopped it. He just knocked it down right in front of Messi. And we all know what happened the next. He got a gift, he took it, he said thank you, and he put it in the back of the net, and that was 2-0. And that basically ended Algeria's evening, because after that, they were pretty much out of the game. They did not look like they were going to get back in it. In the 63rd minute, they made the changes. They brought on Aouar, Mahrez, and Amoura. Mahrez, we all know from his time in England with Leicester City and Manchester City, but they could not make any difference. That flop by Zidane in the goal, who, by the way, a little, I'm out of left field here. The Algerian goalkeeper Zidane is the son of French legend Zinedine Zidane. He plays for Algeria because his grandparents are Algerian. Zinedine's mother and father are both Algerian, and that is how he qualified to play for Algeria. But he really messed up on that second goal. And as I said, it was Messi's, what, 15th goal. It was his 15th World Cup goal. And he was looking good, playing down the middle mostly now, because by this time Algeria had closed out the wing play pretty much. But Messi just kept moving around, moving around. He kept coming down the middle, kept coming down the middle. And the link-up play between himself and his midfield, sometimes he was the furthest player forward. Lautaro Martinez, who started as in the striker position, wasn't in it a lot of the time, but Messi kept moving around, and he kept dragging those Algerian defenders with him. The midfield players, McAllister in particular, and DePaul, they kept moving around as well. And it was no surprise when the third goal came, and again, it came straight down the middle. The ball went wide, back, straight down the middle. Messi picked it up, stood outside the box, nobody pressing him, and he just unleashed one that was unstoppable. No fault on Zidane this time. That one was unstoppable. Back of the net, 78th minute, goal number 16 in the World Cup. He has equaled Miroslav Klose for the most World Cup goals. I do expect that by the time this World Cup ends, Messi is going to be the record holder for most World Cup goals. But once that third goal went in, that was that. We could have packed up our bags. We could have all gone home. Lionel Messi, 200th Argentinian appearance, and his 16 World Cup goals. And that was it, folks. That's where it started. That's where it ended. And Argentina have 3 points in the bag, and they are pretty much on their way. Algeria are not out of it, because the way how this World Cup is set up with all of these teams in the World Cup now, all of 48 teams, a lot of these teams that finish in third place are going to go through, because there are going to be 32 teams going through to that second round. So Algeria are not out of it. 4 points or even 3 points and a pretty good goal difference will see them into the next round. They would not have wanted to have conceded that last goal, especially considering that they didn't trouble the back of the net at all. In fact, they didn't trouble Martinez in any meaningful way at all. But they looked good in spurts. They looked good in bits and spurts, and they should come back with a pretty solid sense. They will have to pick themselves up off the ground and come back to see how best they can pull it off and pull it together for their people. So that is what we have for you on this game. And as the World Cup continues, we look to see if Messi will continue scoring goals. How soon will he break that record? If he does break it, and we continue to see how well Argentina will play. So thanks for watching the video, and remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know what you think. Okay, until next time, have a good one and keep playing.